CBS News senior White House and political correspondent Ed O'Keefe is tracking the U.S. response for us. So, Ed, when asked about tomorrow's ceasefire talks, a senior Hamas official told CBS News, and this is a quote, "If the U.S. is serious, tell them to stop funding Israel to kill more of our children." We know that one of President Biden's national security advisors is going to be meeting with officials to help to sort of negotiate or limit or bring the temperature down in the region. How important are these negotiations to President Biden?
Oh, they're quite important, Anne-Marie. The fact that he continues deploying senior officials to the region is a sign that he is still quite invested in making this happen. We've heard him and the vice president, for example, say that we work on this every single day, and that is true, whether we're seeing it publicly or not. It is something the president especially has been focused on, trying to get the various sides together to get to these meetings on Thursday, which may or may not happen, obviously. Then there are the concerns about a potential response from Iran and how that could complicate the talks even more. You know, you look at the American political calendar, and you could have thought if he were still running for president, how much higher the stakes on this would be here domestically. But they're still very high, because being able to button this up in some way before he leaves office in January would be seen as at least a modest accomplishment in the years-long battle between the various sides here in the Middle East, and that he will have at least been able to get them back to a negotiating table and to get those hostages released. But it remains a top priority here, especially as he, has more time now when he's not campaigning and when Congress isn't around.
We did hear recently about a pretty big sale, the decision to sell $20 billion worth of arms and aircraft to Israel. Yep. Now, this isn't going to, the likelihood of getting delivery of any of this stuff, now is pretty low. This is something that could happen in the next couple of years. That being said, you know how people read the headlines. What they're going to hear is $20 billion worth of military aid being sold to Israel. I wonder if that sort of complicates things a bit.
It certainly could. It's up to $20 billion in military equipment that Israel now has the option of buying. They could buy up to 50 F-15, 1A and F-15I plus aircraft, 30 air-to-air missiles. You see there, 32,000 tank cartridges, 50,000 mortar cartridges. Basically, it's a system where the State Department says they'd like to buy this. Can we get approval to do it? They now have approval to do it. The administration had given it to them. We were first anticipating this announcement in April. At the time, there were Democratic lawmakers quite upset about this, saying that the United States shouldn't approve it. It's now been approved. This development, like you said, still probably several years away from the actual purchases happening, the money and the equipment changing hands, but doesn't come at a good time when all sides are looking for a reason to get to the table and seem to keep having excuses or reasons not to.
Indeed. Ed O'Keefe, thank you very much.
Take care.